traffic jam is on now.
Hey everybody, my name is Dr. Dre. You know me from Yo TV Raps, maybe Who's the Man, and maybe Hot 97 and Power 105. I've been doing stuff on radio, television, film for years. Today, I'm here guest hosting on Traffic Jams with a gentleman named Warren Wendt. Hey Warren, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, OG. Can't complain. You know, I'm alive, so thanks be to God. How's everything with you?
Hey man, I can't say how blessed I am because I'm very blessed. I got nothing but love in the room and nothing but love on this show. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Warren. How'd you get started in hip hop?
Well, I mean, hip hop has been a part of me since forever. You know, I come from a Jamaican family. I used to get in trouble for listening to hip hop. Yeah, you say you too?
My family's Jamaican also, please.
So the Jamaicans, especially those that's big into their religion, they were, it's like a double whammy. It's like you Jamaican, you're a Christian, you're definitely not listening to hip hop, at least for me. So my older brother,
that's interesting, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, my mom was just very big on just being exposed to certain things that, influence you the wrong way. So that's how she took it. But
she was a very religious woman?
Very, very. I'm talking about Bible study and church every week, mandatory, at least twice a week,
Okay. And nothing wrong with that. And nothing wrong with a good foundation.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. It created an equal balance for me, because that was what I had at home. But, I always sought out hip hop, and as I got older and more in tune, I just wanted to be more, kind of just more explorative with it. So in 2010, this was 1 year removed from graduating high school, and I had just came off of not having the best label meeting. I had a meeting with Columbia, and they gave me a lot of praise, but they gave me insight on what I could be doing moving forward. So I had a name at the time. I had dropped it. I started going by my name, Warren Wendt. And then I say
before you go to the drop name, what was your name before you dropped it?
Oh man, it was so horrible. I used to go by M-Dub. M-Dub. And
look, you'd be surprised if I gave you all the names I had before I even landed on Dr. Dre.
Well, for me, because it was just like, I mean, it derived from Master Warren, hence M-Dub, W, and my dad, he used to write letters to me from jail, and he addressed me as Master Warren Wendt. So he used to always tell me, you are a master, you are of God, don't ever let nobody treat you and move with you any less. So
that's interesting. That's very interesting. Because my sister, when she was off to school, she did the same thing to me. She called me Master, and then your name. That's something that's very common, especially in Jamaican community, especially growing up. Because when you're a young man growing up, they call you Master because you're going into manhood and you're trying to develop and find your way. But I'm sorry for interrupting you. I just thought that was very interesting, very, very coincidental. I like that.
No, it's all good, OG. It's all good. So so for me, that's what kind of like made me go into Warren Wendt, because it's the same thing. But M-Dub, that could be lost. But Warren Wendt, there's only one. So that's what, made me go with that. And I just spent those years just building and just kind of fine-tuning my craft. One of the first things I got into, I believe it was 2010 or 2011. Probably might have been 2011. Before I jump to that, 2010, shout out to Ralph McDaniels. You know what I'm saying? Unc, that's my guy. He was the first one to play my video on there. Actually, my Uncle Mark got me, he connected me with Ralph at that time. And I was able to get on there that first time. And then
what was the first video that you had on Video Music Box with Ralph McDaniels?
I had this song called Do You Remember? It was from a form. It's cool.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Huh? He's stupid.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Do you remember the 21st night of September?
Yeah.
I throw that in there, but go ahead.
You're watching The Traffic Jam.
So then a year later, I got into I was doing hype man work. I was hype manning for 106 and Park, BT's 106 and Park, rest in peace. DJ Megatron. You know what I'm saying? I was able to, you know, get my experience in the TV field with that, and it was a dope experience because then I was able to build a lot of relationships that last to this day, 2020. You know, so fast forward, I've
But
opened up.
before you fast forward, because what did you do on BET as the hype man? What possessed you to come up with that? But I got to ask one other quick question before that
Mhm.
one. Where
Mhm.
were you born and where did you get your experience deciding to be a part of hip hop? What was that? Where are you located?
I was born in Manhattan and been raised in Long Island. Queens, you know, I had family that lived in Queens, still have family that live in Queens. So there would be weekends we would spend over there. But you know, I grew up out here, Elmont. So yeah.
Oh, so you're okay. So you're you know what's confusing? Like when people say I was born in Long Island, you know, born in Manhattan, but I was raised on Long Island. Queens is on Long Island, believe it
Yeah,
or not. So is
geographically
Brooklyn.
speaking, yeah, yeah.
So is
But
Brooklyn. But I don't want to go deep down in that. I want to know more about your experience on BET. And it was 106 in Park.
yeah. hmm
As a hype man, what was your job? What did you have to do?
So basically, when we would go to commercial break, I would have to keep the energy of the crowd that whole time. So I'm working in unison with the DJ, whatever DJ was there at the time, because they started having, when I came in, they had the guest DJ thing. So the resident DJ, or one of the resident DJs, was DJ Live. Shouts to DJ Live. My boy DJ Ramo, he was one of the other resident DJs, and DJ Pro Style. Those are like the three that you would regularly see, but then they would have other guys feature. So we would work together to keep the energy of the crowd, you know, at that high level. And then sometimes they would have me kind of like bring out or bring in the show. Like as we're going to commercial break and as we're coming back in from commercial break, you'll see me hyping up the crowd and things like that. Whoa, whoa, 106 in Park, don't go nowhere. We here. Terrence J, Roxy.
You're watching The Traffic Jam.
Look, we all start somewhere. Believe me,
Yeah, of course, of course. Mm-hmm.
we all start somewhere. I used to DJ at barbecues and bar mitzvahs and basement parties. Believe me,
Mm.
I never thought, look where I'm going to end up.
Right,
But
right,
at
right,
that time, it didn't exist. But
right.
that's good. So let's move right along. So you had Uncle Ralph from Video Music Box playing your video.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing the hype work on BET. So
Yeah.
what was your next vision? Where did you want to go from there?
I mean, I always felt like I was a star. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like I was a star. Always feel like still. You're talking to one of the greatest human beings that's ever existed. You know, that's me. Um, but I was young. I didn't have really much of the people that I needed to be around me, like the right energies. You know what I mean? And I
Mm-hmm.
started learning. Not for nothing. You know, I did. I always seen some type of success one way or another. I was always the type to figure it out. So like yes, I spent the next 2 years just kind of like doing that nature. So I ended up opening up for Fred the Godson, rest in peace. Um CL Smooth, Tierra Marie, Chrisette Michelle. And 2014, it was the first time I ever was on commercial FM radio. I got interviewed by my man DJ. Well, sorry, he's not a DJ. I always get them confused. But DJ Michi and my boy G Money the Prince, they were on High 93.7 out in Connecticut. That was my first FM radio interview. And that was in 2014. And
Mm-hmm.
since then, I've had the privilege of being featured on High 97 several times. I did the High 97 Up Next show. Did that, I want to say 2018, November. Um, I've been featured on TRL, Breakfast Bars with Sway, Shade 45 several times, Billboard. You know, God is good, man. God is good. God is good.
You're watching The Traffic Jam.
Who are your greatest female artist inspirations?
Mm.
They don't have to be in hip hop. They could be anywhere. Who are your greatest female
One
inspirations, musical inspirations?
one definitely, and it's not even because she's a female. I would say this, and I have said this. Period. Sade. Um, she's just she just does a very great job at being timeless. Like, I feel like she's...
Come on. You can say she's sexy as hell, man. Come on.
Nah,
She
listen,
got
man.
the voice. She got the look. She got everything. She walks on the stage barefoot. Come on. Make that work for yourself.
You stay in the obvious. You don't got to tell me that you breathing, but you breathing, right?
No, but you got to understand something. When you're talking about being inspired and breathing, if she helps you breathe, that's a grand inspiration. It's because it's what you see, first of all, what you hear second, and it's also, the words that she puts in her music. Understood?
Nah, but she's amazing. She's amazing. She's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She's
she
just,
has certain how do they say je ne sais quoi?
Yeah.
Most people don't understand.
I salute that about her. I salute that about her. Man, I honestly, respectfully so, I just gotta leave it at her, because she's really the only one that has ever really made me feel like that. I'm sure there've been, songs throughout time. Missy, of course, like just her creativity, visually, and just as an artist. You know what I mean? But with respect due to everything, Sade's probably the only one that really made me feel like that. Like, yo, like, wow.
You're watching The Traffic Jam.
Do you think it's easier being an artist today because you don't have to go through the record company, let's see, the gauntlet, and trying to impress the A&R person? You actually can put it out yourself and you can gain your own audience. Is that a better experience for you, especially in today's markets?
For Warren Wendt, I can't.
Yes, Warren.
No. I only say that because I don't have certain problems that some other artists do have. Vice versa. You get what I mean? Based on the quality of work. I would say for Warren Wendt, I can't even say for me. I think it's easier just because you have the access to be able to put stuff out, and there's that free reign. But now it just kind of feels saturated. Anybody can do it. Literally anybody.
That's exactly. That was my next question.
Anybody can do it.
But as the fact that anybody can do it, anyone can put it out, has it diluted hip hop and the music industry, where it's no longer you have to go through a gauntlet. You don't have to. There's no mountain to climb, to get there. So basically, you just put it out, and if you're lucky, and everybody likes your voice, you could be the next big thing for the next month.
Yeah, but there's a con in that too, because now it's like, a guy like myself, I may have to work a little differently because my quality could possibly get overshadowed just because this guy over here doing some gimmick type thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think there's pros and cons to both sides of it, because I often would think that, like, back then, I remember, because I was like a real pup when they were still kind of doing this method, but the whole 3-song demo thing, like 3-song demo, I would violate in 2020. I got that times, but back then it's like you had to have the 3-song demo, they were big on quality, originality. You know what I'm saying? These are things that would play in favor for myself today.
So would that make the era? Would that make the era that I come from and pride me, also in the 80s and the 90s? Would that make the era superior to today's era, where you could basically just put something out and all of a sudden you could be a great hit because you're saying something very simple, but the effort's not the same?
I mean, the effort is not the same for, I guess, some. I can't say that the effort, because I take pride in what I do. Like, I take my time. I would like to consider myself a perfectionist with my craft. You know what I mean? So I can't tell you that that's what it is today. I know it could look like that because of the success stories from today. But yeah, man, I mean, listen, there was mumbo jumbo in your time too. You know, I'm pretty sure if we think about it, there was some mumbo jumbo back in your time too.
There's mumbo jumbo in everything. It doesn't matter. There's
Right.
mumbo jumbo actors. There's mumbo jumbo musicians. That's just the reality of the situation, because you don't know who in the audience is going to pay attention to it.
Right.
Some people gravitate to it and say, "This is what I do. I like that."
Right.
You don't know. That's the whole point of being an artist. You're supposed to be able to take your paintbrush and put what you want on your canvas.
Right. But I think that's what's ill about today, because there's guys that are doing their thing and you and I may never hear of them. You know what I mean? But it's just how the music is being available and being put out these days. And I think that's the challenging thing for me, just as an entrepreneur, as an independent. And I like it. I really honestly do, because it opened my eyes to a whole nother world with the business that I didn't think I could explore. You know, where when I was a kid, I had these dreams of signing to a label, to now where I'm like, man, I could possibly get my own label off the ground. That's amazing. You know, I think the business is better in 2020. So it's like, you know, it just gotta be filtered out, right? You know, and I see that being worked on. You know, certain people need to get up out certain positions. Certain people need to be in certain positions to keep this thing going and help. But it's coming. I feel it. You know, the conversation is happening. So
the action's happening. So what's your big thing that you want to do besides the release of your album in March of 2020? And that's called again, what's the name of that album?
2021. And I said 2021. Yeah. Father's favorite.
Correct. Father's favorite. What's your next big accomplishment? I know you spoke of the book, but what's your next big accomplishment now with this record coming out?
Shoot, man. Like I said, you know, just not only being an artist, but being a CEO, being an entrepreneur in that regard. You know, I want to be able to build talent. Also writing, you know, I'm doing that as well. I haven't locked in anything that I could talk about yet, so I'm not going to speak on it. Do have some things, you know, in the works, but nothing in stone, so I can't speak on it. But, you know, definitely working, getting my songwriting credits up and things like that. That's what I want to work on too as well. And film. I want to get back into film. Actually, before COVID, I was on set for Power Book 3, the Kanan, Raising Kanan. So I don't know if we're gonna resume that. I mean, I know they're resuming that, but I don't know. I had a minimal role, so I don't know if I'm gonna still be doing that. But those are things that I'm definitely looking into. You know, getting back into film. I was featured in the Wu-Tang Clan, the American Saga. I was in episode 3 on Hulu. If you haven't checked that out, check that out. It's a very dope thing. Dope series. But yeah, you know, just, you know, not limiting myself, Doc.
That's great. I'm very happy to hear that.
Thank you.
So give me the message you want to pass out to the world in 2021. What's your big message?
Stay sucker free, stay healthy, stay true, believe in yourself, because it's very important. No matter what anybody want to tell you, no matter where they come from, no matter how old, no matter who they are to you, believe in yourself, because when you do that and you build it, they will come.
Sound a little bit like Field of Dreams, my friend.
Nah, listen, man, this is real, man. I had to overcome a lot of adversity. So I'm going to always tell people, you know, to hell with anybody else want to think. You do what you got to do, and you're going to get there. Trust me. I'm telling you, Doc, I had a lot of people, man, try to count me out, but.
Well, as long as you don't count yourself out, that's the most important thing.
One.
The most important thing, because I know to get where I've gone and do what I've done, you couldn't have written that on a piece of paper and said, yeah, all you got to do is do this and you'll be right there. I wouldn't have believed you. Believe me. I would not have believed you, because it didn't exist like that when I came up.
Right. That's a fact.
It didn't exist. So cool, man. I'm very happy to have met you, Warren.
Yeah, likewise.
I'm waiting to hear this album and see if I can get into it. See, I'm not going to sit there and do the fake, I'm going to get right into it. No, I'm going to see if I get into it. I tell people I listen to music, and it's got to bring me somewhere.
I will. It will. And
It's got to
And if it don't,
inspire me.
and listen, Doc, if it don't, you know what I'm saying? Pour the house on me, man.
Well, I'll have to say a large salad for me. Thank you.
All
I
right,
appreciate
listen, I
that.
got you. Listen, Doc, we can do that, man. If it don't bring you somewhere, I got you, man. I'll bring you somewhere.
You know what? As the staple singers used to sing, and I know it's way before your time, I'll take you there. Don't worry about it. I'll take you there.
Sound like a plan.
There it is. My name is Dr. Dre. I'm guest hosting on Traffic Jam with my man, Master Warren W. I'm gonna call you Warren W.
Yes, sir.
I like that. I like that, Master.
Listen, so
Master
good.
Warren W.
It's the Warren. I appreciate you, Doc. Appreciate
you too, my friend. Thank you so much. Have a great, great season, and peace and blessings to you all the time.
Shalom.
You're watching The Traffic Jam.
Hi, I'm Brittany Noel, and I'm located in Los Angeles, California. You can find me on Instagram at b_Noel Fitness. See you there. All right, so for the back, we're gonna do bent over rows. So I'm gonna squat down, grab my dumbbells here. Now I'm going to hinge at the hips, so I'm gonna karate chop at my hips, drop my chest down, keep my back nice and flat. I'm also gonna keep a neutral neck, so not here, not here, neutral, like I have a pole going from the top of my head to my tailbone. And then I'm just gonna draw my belly button into my spine as I row the weights up, squeezing my shoulder blades together in the back, breathing. Bringing these weights up just to my rib cage, keeping the wrists straight. And when I'm done, I'm just going to squeeze my glutes, unfold myself, stand up tall. And then to put the weights back down, squat down. Dumbbell bent over row.
You are watching The Traffic Jam.